Hey, so today I would like to get into the topic of Lilith, and not in the way that you would expect. So bear with me, okay? So these are going to be some of my personal experiences working with her, and also some messages she's been sharing with me collectively for those who also work with her. So this might actually not resonate with everyone, and that's totally okay because this message is not for everybody. But I feel like this is really important, and it's something that is not discussed very often at all. I don't hear it very much, but I feel like this is a message that really needs to reach those of us who actually do work with her. So first of all, if you'd like to get into her mythology and go a little bit deeper, you're welcome to do that on your own. Again, like I said, I'm just speaking from my own personal experiences working with her, and also trying to bring this message through for those who also do as well. And so, okay. So like most of us on this path, going through this initiatory process with her, working with her, getting to learn her energy as it shifts and changes, as we continue to evolve on our personal path and our workings with her. Her energy is going to connect with us each quite differently. More or less, she's overall the same as an entity, but she will present herself in various ways throughout the way that you connect with her on your personal path. And one thing I do want to mention very quickly is for me personally, I've been working with her for a number of years now. I haven't really spoken about it at all too much with people. I guess it's just an assumption that I do work with her. And of course, I feel like with myself as well as many others on this path, she does tend to come through for those who have been through a lot of, you know, specific types of trauma I won't mention here. I don't want to get banned again. Um, but you know what I mean. And so I'll start off by saying I hear a lot of different viewpoints regarding her on this path that have actually become quite disturbing over the years. And I do understand that she is a goddess that is very in touch with the feminine energy, the darker aspects of the feminine energy, which is more liberating and freeing in like a sexual aspect, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, etc. But one thing that's been bothering me a lot is that I feel that there are a lot of people on this path that claim to work with her, and there's no shame. I'm not personally pointing fingers at anyone here. I'm just making a point that I feel like is necessary and quite important because it's bad enough that her name has been tarnished and diminished over centuries, but when it comes to this specific working with her, I feel that a lot of people have, for one, overly sexualized her, and also used her more or less also as a scapegoat for poor decision making and bad behavior. And what I mean by that is you're coming into this path working with her for a specific purpose. It is to evolve and move through these specific traumas or whatever it is that you're going through to grow and to be better as a person. And I feel that, a lot of people tend to use her as an excuse, such as, oh, well, let's use the feminine as an example really quickly. So I see a lot of women specifically, okay, that use her as an excuse to be promiscuous, or you have the opposite end where they become quite hateful and resentful toward men altogether. And this is not what she's about. I will tell you that right now. While she does have these very sexual aspects about her, she does not inherently hate men. The thing is, she does not like unintegrated or wounded masculinity. This is the point. the same way that she does not like wounded femininity either. She does not support this behavior that diminishes both the masculine and feminine energies. So if you are claiming to work with her, yet you are either, being promiscuous, and there's a fine line, by the way. There, you can be in your sexual energy, yet not be promiscuous, And one thing I've noticed personally, the feminine as a collective that I personally have become friends with on this path, they are very respectful toward each other. And that's a telltale sign for me personally. If I notice, you can just feel that energy around you with those who truly do work with Lilith because they respect each other. There's a lot more respect toward those on this path as a whole for one another. We're not hating on each other and bringing each other down. We genuinely care enough to say, hey, like what you're doing is probably hurtful toward you or another person. And we build each other up in a way that is healthy and not overbearing either. You understand? Another thing as well, yeah, like I said, I've noticed also there are women that do claim to work with her, yet hate other women, or they have this envy or jealousy, which I would call the sisterhood wound or the witch wound. And I've made a previous video about this maybe a month or so ago. You can check that out. And yeah, that can be quite off-putting, I feel, for people who would like to work with Lilith, or they feel the calling from Lilith to start working with her, but then they see all these toxic behaviors on this path, and perhaps that's pushing them away from wanting to work with her. And while she is a dark goddess and she should absolutely be respected and worked with respectfully, and do your research, of course, before even thinking about opening up that energetic connection with her is so important. She's not a love and light goddess. She is not a goddess that you can just pick up and put down whenever you so choose. She is a goddess that, in general, I feel truly chooses her own. And it's not to say that you cannot choose to work with her. It's just that she is one of those primal entities and higher density energies that chooses. And the thing is, she comes on her own terms. She is not a goddess that you can just summon whenever you feel like it for a favor. She's not just going to do your dirty deeds for you, which I see a lot, and it's just really quite shocking to me that I see so many practitioners claiming to work with her, and they are using her energy, so to speak, to go after people and do the dirty work for them, which is absolutely absurd. This is not how it works, and that's a sure enough way to get yourself in a lot of trouble in the spiritual realm. So yeah, it's just because I also see, there are, I feel like she's becoming more embraced now too, which is a good thing. But we definitely cannot dim down her light. We cannot love and light her into being this goddess that's all about just love and, femininity in a way that is kind of toxic. She still is a darker force. And while she is very loving in her own respect, she is also a force that will not just allow you to continue to live in chaos and watch you mess up your life, because she will actually, there will come a point where if she watches you make the mistakes enough times that she had warned you about, she's not going to hold your hand through them. She's going to allow you to experience that until you start to understand, like, hey, this is where you're wrong. And it's not to say that she's abandoning you, because the thing is, we have that power within ourselves. But these spirits and entities are guides for us. They are guiding us on our path to make these better decisions for ourselves. Sorry about that. And So yeah, we cannot just love and light her away and treat her the way that the right hand path tends to treat their God, by just saying, oh, well, God forgives me, so we're going to keep doing this and this. And it doesn't work like that. There can come a point in time where these entities and these spirits you're working with might actually back off for a while and allow you to have those experiences that you're not learning from as lessons to help you grow and evolve on your own because you're not getting the point. Also, I want to mention another thing in regards to the masculine here. So, one thing that Lilith has been teaching me, because I've been through my own personal trauma with the wounded masculine, you can say, like, that's one main reason she actually came to me initially years ago, because of that trauma. And she's really done quite the work on me. And one thing I can say is there was a period in my life where I did not respect masculine energy whatsoever because I was just used to the wounded masculine. And the thing is, she's shown me the opposite. Basically, the masculine energy, the men specifically that do truly work with and honor Lilith, you can feel that energy from them. And I absolutely can. And that has actually really changed my perspective. And I do want to thank all of the men that do truly work with and honor her and respect her, because that actually helps people like myself evolve and basically realize and understand that you're not all the same. And I know that already, anyways. It's just that I have so much respect for you, those that have shown me this, because I do know quite a handful of men now that do work with Lilith and they honor her, and you can just feel that radiating from their energy. And I have so much respect for you guys because you guys are so rare. Basically, you guys are so rare. And I really do want you to know that I feel Lilith is being honored this way so much. And you know, you're not lustful over women. You're very respectful. You can feel that. I can absolutely feel that. And I appreciate you guys so much. Trust me. Um, so yeah, and that's another thing too, is I feel that, you know, she's very much a dark feminine energy, but she does absolutely work with men that are truly honoring the feminine. And that is a huge part of my path right now, is really helping people understand how important it is, this polarity balance, because that's where we need to get back to collectively. You know, the divine masculine and feminine energy needs to be balanced in order to work together. And to do this work is actually going to shift the way that the world is operating currently and how important that is. Not many people understand that right now. And so I feel like, again, those of you who truly do walk with her, definitely I feel like she's connecting a lot of us right now. It's amazing, to be honest, because I never really expected something like this. And yeah, for me, it's really amazing. Her energy is so different than um, other spirits and higher density entities that I've worked with. And she's doing a deep healing work, I feel, with a lot of people right now. And again, I'm not love and lighting her away. Although she is very loving, she can also be quite chaotic if you need it to be. But anyway, I might get back into this topic again in the future and continue. But yeah, absolutely. I feel that if you are working with her, or if you plan to work with her, do your research. Definitely do a lot of research, and then you can kind of get a feel for her energy and see if it's something you are ready to step into, because this is not a thing that you can just pick up and put down. She's going to want you to do a lot of deep healing work within yourself, especially in regards to physical traumas. You know what I mean? So, yeah, and definitely, I feel like she's been pushing that message of self respect. It's really important to respect yourself and others, because, again, one thing I'm seeing a lot of lately is those who claim to work with her, yet both the feminine and the masculine are disrespecting each other equally. I see a lot of women that are using her as an excuse to be lustful toward men and just inappropriate or very pushy. And that's the opposite of what receptive feminine energy is in the first place. The feminine is receptive, the masculine is, giving. This is that giving energy. This is the pursuing energy. And then you see men who use her as a reason to be, which is rare for me, to be honest. I don't see a lot of men who work with her that actually are disrespectful toward women at all, or the feminine. I see this a lot more from women, which is unfortunate. But yeah, I would just say, the last thing is just have some self-respect, basically. If you are working with her, don't be disrespectful toward other people on this path. They're going to have to learn lessons. We're all here to learn and grow and evolve. But if you're using her as an excuse to be inappropriate toward people and just very pushy and desperate in that desperate energy, it's very off-putting. And I feel like, for me, that's a telltale sign if someone is truly operating on the same frequency or not. So that's kind of all I had to say, I feel. So I might get back into this in the future, but again, if this resonates, awesome. If not, that's fine. This message is definitely not for everybody, but for those who understand, thank you for sticking around this long. I really appreciate it. And I would love to hear your experiences as well. So definitely leave a comment, because I would love to know your thoughts about this, okay?